Hello, I'm Deanna Aliano, and I'm a self-taught artist who created this channel to help beginner artists build confidence, give simple steps, and get you started on your artist journey. So today, what I'm going to talk about are how to get started. A few of the products that I would recommend were not specific products, but just the supplies that you would need. Maybe just to start a little bit so you don't invest too much money just to start out. And the first thing I would say is get yourself a mixed media pad, especially if you're going to start with acrylic painting, or maybe you want to experiment with a little bit with watercolors. And then I would go to the art store and buy yourself a little kit. When I started with the little tiny ones. And believe it or not, they do go pretty far. Just to learn how to mix your colors, play around a little bit. And then I would purchase a set of paintbrushes. I prefer a synthetic, maybe a harder bristle for myself personally, and I do work with acrylic paint. I would set up a surface. I like to go to the dollar store or maybe a party store and buy the plastic tablecloths and set those down, because of course you don't want to create any damage to anything around you. You don't want to have to worry about that. I get some old rags or towels that I'm not using anymore to clean my paintbrush off. I also get either maybe a solo cup or a specific container where I'm going to rinse my brushes out, and I set up my whole space. That's what I did when I first started. And what you want to do is really just take your time. A lot of times for my motivation, it would be to get out into nature, find specific colors that you might want to work with. So you could pick 3 colors and start playing with those. You could consider maybe painting a tree, a piece of fruit, just something just very basic. And one thing I'd recommend, which I did not know when I first started, is you will want to do your background first. It is quite difficult to try to paint it in afterwards. It is easier to paint the background and then place whatever you're doing, whether it is a piece of fruit, maybe you want to try out an apple. And even when you're doing this, if your apple is not turning out perfect, just think of it as an abstract. I have created abstract pears, fruits, grapes. And what you're going to want to do is really feel how the brushes work, how it flows across the paper. My biggest advice to artists is, first of all, everybody's is going to turn out a little bit different. When I've taught a class, the most exciting part for me was each one of those paintings was an original from each person. And it is like your handwriting. So just as you would see me writing in cursive and I write in print, mine is going to be different than yours. So don't ever compare yourself to another artist. Really know that it is yours and it's your energy being placed in that piece of art. So if you've enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and I will be sharing more simple tips for beginner artists.